Remember that weird freaky YouTube channel we looked at a while back called Queer Kid Stuff?
Hatefulness and meanness may have won this election, but love and kindness are so much stronger.
There's something a bit weird about how doctors assign gender to babies. That's because there aren't only boys and girls, and because not all people identify with their assigned gender.
Oh, so the doctors are wrong sometimes?
Yes, Teddy. Girls still aren't paid as much as boys for the same job.
Wow, that seems sort of unfair.
Yes, it is. And that's why we need feminism and feminists.
Well, the guy from the Huffington Post who so actively pushed Queer Kid Stuff, Deputy Editor for Queer Voices James Michael Nichols, has brought us another gem. Now, I heard about this from that girl with an opinion, so I'll let her tell you what it is.
The Adventures of Tony the Tampon, a period coloring book. That one guy would love that. The one that drinks period blood. That guy would love it.
But just really just gently rub your face up against her vagina, you know, smell her juices, get all of that going. You know, get all of that going all over your face, bro. That's going to be so wonderful for you and for her. You know, you don't have to, like, you know, don't be like, you know, don't pull a cannibal corpse on her and start, like, biting her vagina or some shit. But just be gentle, be seductive, and be sexy about it. Whisper to her vagina, talk to her vagina, seduce her vagina.
Okay, I have a number of questions regarding that clip. Does he treat the vagina and the girl who owns the vagina as two separate entities? Like, does he get down there and say, "Hey, sup, good to see you again. How's she been treating you?" I mean, should the fact that he's whispering to the vagina suggest that he's trying to keep the conversation private? Does he expect, and more importantly, does he ever receive an answer? Does he pick up on unfinished conversations with the vagina? What does he talk about? I mean, I've never really considered what types of conversation would be appropriate to have with a vagina. Does he stick with small talk? Because the idea of commenting on the weather or the big game on the weekend to a vagina seems bizarre to me. The idea of commenting on anything to a vagina seems bizarre to me. I'd love to get the answers to these questions. But anyway, I've dragged us off topic.
The Adventures of Tony the Tampon, a period coloring book, comes from genderqueer artist and menstrual health educator Cass Clemmer and seeks to destigmatize periods for people from a young age while providing a safe, instructive way to introduce the concept that menstruation isn't something that's limited to just those who identify as female.
No, menstruation is something that's limited to those who are female.
Clemmer recently spoke further with the Huffington Post about the adventures of Tony The Adventures of Tony the Tampon, a period coloring book. What was the inspiration for this coloring book? I was inspired to create this period coloring book after studying menstruation in a class on societal taboos, when I realized how little information I knew about my own body. I was raised in a conservative Baptist missionary community in the Democratic Republic of Congo and had very little exposure, if any, to sex education, much less information on menstruation. I was so ignorant about my own anatomy that until I was 18, I thought that I had to pop my tampon out like a cork before I peed, or it would all get stuck in the same hole.
I don't think they have to do that.
Why is it important to teach about menstruation outside of a binary understanding of gender? The primary goal I had with this period coloring book was to empower menstruators of all ages to learn more about their own menstrual health. But when I first decided to have characters with their own name and personalities, I knew I had a choice to make. Did I want to create something new that would affirm menstruators of all genders, or did I want to create an education tool that appeared to challenge the period taboo while remaining complicit in reinforcing the norm that only women get periods?
Yeah, because you wouldn't want to be complicit in reinforcing the norm that only women get periods.
When we presume that menstruators are all women, we make the mistake of excluding other folks from conversations about their own health. So I created Patrice the Pad. That's a terrible, awful name. Marina the Menstrual Cup, Sebastian the Sponge, and Tony the Tampon.
Comes with complimentary pack of 12 red colouring pencils.